The button is finally here. If you've been seeing the Move Now banner in Firebase Studio, today is the day we officially migrate your project to Google AI Studio. Now, in my last video, I showed you the local first power route moving to Antigravity. That is still the best setup for power users who prefer to install Antigravity and build locally. But if you want the official browser-based Google experience with the new upgraded coding agent, this Move Now path is your destination. It will take your project from standard to excellent. Let's get to it. To proceed, access the Firebase Studio project you want to migrate to Google AI Studio. In the Firebase Studio workspace, once your project is built, click on the Move Now button top right of your screen. Now, if this window doesn't pop up, check your address bar to see you don't have ad blockers or pop-up blockers enabled. This can easily hinder you from seeing this pop-up. In order to proceed to the next step, we'll click on Prepare for AI Studio. Now we have the preparation going on. It's putting together the files and necessary settings for the migration to Google AI Studio. Our project file preparation and necessary settings has been put together. We'll proceed to move to Google AI Studio. Now it's automatically importing our app or our project. Now on the left sidebar, we can see the progress it is making on building our project. So currently it is using Gemini 3 Flash Preview. This is quick and smart for such builds, rapidly building and accessing our project files. On the gear icon, top right of your screen, under chat settings, we can see the current model it is using. And this is where we can switch between models. So currently it is using Gemini 3 Flash. We have other options like Gemini Pro. And just like that, we have our project move from Google Firebase Studio into Google AI Studio and rebuild successfully. And all the heavy lifting is done by the upgraded coding agent. But it doesn't end there. Now here is a secret tip. For your project's long-term safety, it is important to implement version control via GitHub. At times, while vibe coding, you might provide a prompt that accidentally makes the wrong changes to your project, and simply prompting the AI agent to restore to the previous state might just not work. It may put you in a back and forth stress. So the best security guarantee is to set up GitHub Version Control. This way, it automatically backs up your project in real time, and in case you face any challenges, you can just revert back as easy as snapping your finger. So to set up version control, we'll click on the settings icon or the gear icon top right of your screen. You click on the right pointing arrow and navigate to GitHub. It will prompt you to sign in to your GitHub account. That is basically authenticating your GitHub account in order to process the version control. Once you click on the sign in to GitHub to continue, you will have this pop-up. And as well, always make sure to check you don't have ad blockers enabled or pop-up blockers enabled, which might hinder this pop-up. Now we'll proceed to authenticate. Now we'll proceed to set up a repository for our project. So this is where our project will live and do necessary updates in real time, and as well as keep backups we can always revert to. So I'll select all repositories and save. So now it redirects us back to Google AI Studio. So here we can choose whether we want our repository we'll be creating to be a private repository or a public repository. So here, if your project is still in progress and you don't want the public to be able to have access to your files, you can proceed with the private repository. But if it's a project you intend for every user on GitHub to be able to view your project and as well make use of it, you can leave it as a public repository. So we'll provide a repository name. It's important to create a repository name closest to the name of your project so you can easily track your repository changes. So we'll proceed with create GitHub repository. And now Google's AI Studio agent is smarter about security. Instead of hard coding our API keys into our repository directly, it uses Google Cloud Secret Manager integration found in this sidebar. So this ensures our Gemini API key stays encrypted and out of the code we'll be pushing into our repository. That is where the git ignore file you can see here comes into play. It takes note of our secret information like the API keys and other sensitive information in our project runtime environment. Now we'll proceed to stage and commit all changes. And this is where it actually pushes our project into our new repository we just created. So now we can navigate to GitHub and verify to see that this repository Reflectly repo has been created. And here we go. We have our new repository, Reflectly repo, just as we named before doing GitHub push. And just like that, we have our Google Firebase Studio project moved, rebuilt, and working properly in Google AI Studio. Now, Google AI Studio is a browser-based development environment, and this is good for quick projects, quick runs, and prototypes. But we have Antigravity by Google still. This is good for local first builds. So it has enhanced agentic features, and you can run the app locally on your own device, and everything we are building can stay on your device. I've already created a video on how you can migrate from Google Firebase Studio into Google Antigravity and set up your entire project right from installation to the move option and rebuilding your project into Google Antigravity. You can check the link at the top of your screen, also available in this video description. Hope you successfully move and rebuild your own project as well. Hope this video was helpful to you, and do well to support our efforts with a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next build. Cheers!